I am back. This video is not going to stay up. It's going to go on Patreon. But if you're here, thank you for joining me. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Um, Honestly, there's a huge disconnect with my platform because every time I give an opinion, one thing I notice is like women automatically jump to the side of my opinion that involves a man being centered. And it's just like, it's just something I want to address because it's frustrating. I have deleted an outdated belief system in my brain. So my brain operates differently. It does not involve a man being the center focus. And it doesn't mean this is not a like decentering men is not another toxic third wave feminist movement. Please do not ruin this movement. Like, please don't ruin it with your brokenness. Please don't ruin it with your unhealed parts of yourself. This movement is all about women getting back to who they really are, women discovering their inner power, women focusing on themselves more than getting a man and that just being their whole life story. Please do not ruin this movement and turn it into another hate men train. Please don't do that, because the whole purpose of decentering men and centering yourself is really all about self-love, and it's all about what true women empowerment is all it what it's truly supposed to be about. It's not about being feminine. It's not about just to get a man. It's not about changing your look just to get a man. It's not about pretending to be something that you're not, living a false identity just to get a man. It's not about putting your life on hold just to get a man. It's not about making everything about men. What do you like? What do you want? How do you want to live your life? What dreams do you have outside of men? Do you have friendships outside of men? Do you know how to bond with women without men bashing and men I guess like gossiping about like men in relationships? Like, do you know what it's like? Do you know what identity you carry outside of those things within your friendship circles? Probably not. Probably not. Do you have a hobby? Do you have any interest outside of men? Please do not take your brokenness and turn this into something that it was never meant to be. And as a decentered woman, you can still date, you can still get married. This is not to hate men and feel like they're not a resource to you. Men can be a resource to you. When they value you, they can be a resource to you. Why would you want to make them an enemy? It doesn't make sense. That's not what decentering men is all about. It's about taking your power back, centering yourself, and making yourself the focus, and really sitting down and figuring out what life do you want outside of everything being dependent on a man. Because typically we've been taught as women that this is a man and you create a life around this man. You haven't found yourself yet. You don't know yourself yet. You don't even love yourself yet because you haven't found yourself, because this man dictates how your life is supposed to be. This man that you don't have, he's not in your life. He doesn't even exist yet. And you're shaping your whole identity around this man that's not even in your life. So what do you want? What do you like? Because one thing that I've learned about men, they're very selfish. Very selfish. They will put themselves first. They don't give a damn about what you got to think about it, what you got to say about it, how you feel. They move how they move, and you are an afterthought. They fit you in their schedule. It's not the other way around. They fit you in their life in the way that they want. It's not the other way around. So decentering men is taking that power back and doing the same thing. Because I believe that's what self-love is really all about. So these decentering men, do not take your brokenness and turn it into a man hate train. Because I'm gonna have to get off of it. If women online turn this decentering into a man hate train, I'm gonna have to get off. I'm gonna have to get off. You want to know why? There's no peace in that. There's no happiness in that. It's just another trauma bond circle. I'm good. I don't want to trauma bond with you about these men. I want to go live my life. I want to go do things that I enjoy. I want to talk about things that I enjoy doing. I don't want to just sit up here and just bash men and trauma bond with you all day. So decenter men is getting so bad to the point where anytime I make an opinion, women automatically assume I'm taking the man's side. No, I'm unbiased. I'm not an extremist. I'm going according to what I feel is fair, right, and logical. That's it. When you're biased and you're an extremist, you're easy to read, sis. You are easy to read, which means you're easy to manipulate, which means you're easy to take advantage of because you're readable. When you are biased, people can predict your thought process. People can predict your next move because, well, you're biased. They already know what you're going to say before you say it. They already know how you feel before you say how you feel. You're predictable. So when we have these conversations, I posted to my community tab, I'm getting projected on badly. Women really thought that when I posted my AD video, they automatically hopped on defense. Why would you feel the need to hop on defense? Because she's a sugar baby? Why would you feel the need to do that? Unless you have centered men and you care about their opinion about her being a sugar baby. Now, why would you care about men and how they would view her being a sugar baby when we all know men are the main consumers of sex work? But see, this is me thinking with a decentered male mindset. Why would I be looking at her negatively or looking at the situation automatically negatively when I know men talk all this shit about women in sex work, but they still taking out their wallets? Make it make sense? I'm not about to shame AD. I didn't even shame Dre and Michelle and Joy, because I'm like, well, men been doing this shit for years. Women have decades, centuries to catch up to what men been out here doing. So people just thought I was gonna start bashing them. I'm like, well, why the hell would I do that? That don't even make sense. A man could never come to me and be like, oh, you need to hold women accountable for sex work. You need to hold women accountable when it comes to them having these kids and everything. Like, why do I need to do that when I know that there's going to be a man out here dumb enough to still deal with women like that? Make it make sense. I'm not getting involved. I'm not a mammy for a man. I'm not a mammy for these men. I hold accountability where it makes sense. And that's the thing. When you have a biased mindset, because let me use the men as an example. Men have a biased mindset, which makes them a contradiction, right? So they want me to hold you accountable for sex work or older women dating or messing with much younger men. But don't they do the same shit? Don't they? Don't they be out here like messing with these younger girls, screwing up their head, boosting up their head to use them for their youth and their beauty? So they are a contradiction, right? So why would we compare ourselves to a group of men that are a contradiction? So let me not follow behind them and be a contradiction, because they're a joke, which is why when I said in my Drea Michelle video, I was just like, I'm gonna mind my business when it comes to this. I'm laughing at this. These men were crying all up and down our timelines about Drea Michelle and Joy, like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And it was all about the money. They didn't care about those men and their well-being. Like I said, if it was Lil Ray Ray from down the street, around the block, in the neighborhood, and he was out here dealing with an older woman, they would have been cheering that man on. They would have been cheering him on. But because he wasn't Lil Ray Ray from the neighborhood, he had a little money in his, he got some money. All of a sudden, they want to care about the emotional well-being of young men. I call bullshit. But this is me having a decentered male mindset. And I'm just like, nah, if you are out here doing it, she's out here doing it, y'all the same. You are the same. So I'm going to stay out of it. I don't have to agree with the behavior, because I never said I agreed with it. I simply said I was just going to mind my damn business, because I look like a clown. Put it on a clown. I would have to put on an entire clown suit and say, oh yeah, I need to hold women accountable when it comes to sex work. When I know men be out here, they're the main consumers of it. They are the main consumers of it. I would have to put on a clown nose, tap dance, and be like, oh, you shouldn't be out here doing that. What do I look like? What do I look like? I'm not doing it. Men like to shame women for things that they do regularly. And I said this before. Men expect for women to have a high moral compass, and they can always slack with that. They'll make excuses for cheating. They'll make excuses for men when it comes to all type of stuff. So we're just going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to mind my business. And that's just that. Until I see these men hold other men accountable when it comes to that type of stuff, I'm going to mind my business. Until men keep their wallets in their pocket when it comes to sex workers, I'm going to mind my business. That's exactly what I'm going to do. That when I say decentered, that is what I mean. So if AD is a sugar baby, it's not a knock to her at all. It's not a knock to her. She's taking advantage of the very thing that Kevin Samuels promoted in his message. Is he not? Is she? No. Is she not? Is she not taking advantage of what Kevin Samuels was out here preaching about on his platform? That these men was hooping and hollering and Godfather this and Godfather that. Oh, okay. So I'm going to mind my business on this one. When I see contradiction, that's when I'm just like, I'm going to just mind my business. The issue that I have with women, though, is the biasness. It looks crazy on us. It looks crazy on us. It does when we do it. And what does that mean? So first and foremost, you don't want to hold other women accountable for the poor choices in men that they choose to make. You want to coddle women, and you want them to continue to make poor choices in men, and you don't want to hold them accountable at all. But then you want to sit up here and be like, I'm tired of seeing baby showers. I'm tired of seeing these women pump out these babies and we don't see no marriage. Well, there's going to be a continuation of that if you're going to keep making excuses for why women continue to make bad choices in men. The red flags were there. They were there. With AD, they were there. They were there from day one. They were there before they even saw each other outside of the pods. They was there day one. So she's choosing this man because she has men-centered, right? Let's just go off the storyline. We don't know if it's true or not. Let's just go with the storyline, right? She's choosing this man because she has men-centered. It's a stupid choice. It was dumb. It was dumb as hell. It was dumb when it was going down in the pods. It was dumb as hell for her to choose that man. It never made sense to me. Because he wasn't someone I would choose for marriage. Like, it just, the red flags were flagging. I mean, they was right there. They was right there. But instead, women wanted to turn AD into a victim. Like, oh, she was blindsided. She didn't see the signs. So we're going to continue to coddle women who make stupid choices in men. That's what we about to do. And then still complain about, well, I don't understand why we keep seeing these baby showers, because y'all don't want to be that friend that keeps it real. You don't want to be that woman that keeps it real. Well, to be honest, he wasn't shit from the beginning. He wasn't shit from the beginning. He wasn't shit from the. If you was to keep it real with your friend, you wouldn't have many friends. You wouldn't. I have a shirt that says, stop having sex with men that you think ain't shit. That solves a lot of your problems. If you think he ain't shit, why are you sleeping with him? Why are you laying down with him? It don't make sense. You could avoid that altogether, but you're choosing to do that, which is leading to you being what? In a situation or a position that you don't want to be in. This is what it means to decenter men. The objective isn't to get the man at any cost. The objective isn't to lose your self-worth and your self-value just to be with that man. When you decenter men, you have boundaries, standards, expectations that need to be met. And if they're not met, well, I guess it's not meant to be. You have to have the take it or leave it mindset. Not, oh, I'm willing to negotiate. Negotiate what? With a dusty? With an ain't shit man? And then what women are doing nowadays, you're exposing yourself for the shit that you put up with. You telling me this man was able to do all of this? He was able to do a list of things and you stayed? And I'm supposed to sit here and coddle you and be like, well, I feel so bad. I don't feel bad. You signed up for that roller coaster. You could have got off. There were many stops that you could have got off here. You chose to stay on that roller coaster. And that's what we saw AD do the entire season when it comes to her storyline, right? The coddling, that has to stop. The biasness doesn't make sense. It makes you look like a joke. Men and people in general respect you when you are consistent. You want men to meet your standards when it comes to certain things, right? But then you got girlfriends that don't respect you at all. Family that doesn't respect you at all. But you have all these expectations for men. Men see that. They peep that. They peep the type of friends you have and the type of relationships that you have with your friends. They peep how your family treats you. You got to be consistent when it comes to the treatment that you're willing to tolerate in your life. That has to go for everybody. Mommy, daddy, siblings, cousin, grandma, grandpa, employees, work. Everybody got to get that same energy. Otherwise, you're a joke. And men see that. Men respect women who are consistent. People respect people who are consistent when it comes to their standards, how they operate, where they maneuver from, as a place of it's a part of who they are. It's a part of their identity. But this we gonna switch it up. We gonna switch it up because it's a woman doing it. It's the same shit. It's not acceptable. The behavior is questionable. It's questionable. So, and then you have women out here saying things like, well, men do it. I thought you said men were unsuccessful. I thought you said that men were horrible. I thought you said that men were emotionally unavailable. Men were liars, manipulators, narcissists. So if you copying what they doing, what does that make you? What does that make you? That's why you have to decenter men, because if you get caught back up in that toxic feminist bullshit where it was like, I'm gonna just go do what men do. Okay, then you become them. The very thing that you claim that you cannot stand. That's not you taking your power back. That's not you taking your power back at all. That's you giving in to what you may feel at the time is easy because you're hurt. But why would you want to become the very thing that hurt you? Why would you want to become the very thing that you cannot stand? Make it make sense. And I'm tired of seeing it, y'all. Elevate yourself. Why play a game? Who knows where you could be? If you're just trying to keep up with men, that ain't hard. Have you thought about elevating above them? And who cares if you leave them? Who cares if you leave them behind? Have you ever thought about how it's keeping you stuck and stagnant at a certain position? You don't know where your life could be if you were to elevate above them, but you are holding on to them because you have them centered. You can sit up here and try to make it seem like I don't care about them. I don't want to be with them. But in reality, you do, because if you didn't, you would really leave their ass behind and evolve and elevate further than them. And who knows where your life would be? But you still have them centered, even in the middle of your pain, even in the midst of your behavior. You still have them centered. You still have them centered. You do. You do. You do. You do. You do. You have them centered. And it's just so sad to watch. Like I said, please do not ruin this movement for me. Please do not take your trauma into this movement. This movement of decentering men, it involves you healing, reflecting, working on yourself, bettering yourself, taking care of yourself. Don't you want to live a good life? Don't you want to eat good, live good, be happy, be content? Don't you think you deserve that much? But if you keep making it about them every single time, it just keeps you stuck and stagnant. It does. It keeps you stuck and stagnant. So stop making it about them all the time. Make it about you. Make it about you. Do not make it about them. That's all I really wanted to say. I'm just tired of people just projecting it in this projection, because I don't feel how you feel. I don't look at gold digging as a negative thing. I don't look at sugar babying as a negative thing. It's not something that I do. It's not something that I partake in. I don't partake in sex work. It's not something that I promote. But let me explain why. Because I don't think I've ever really explained it. The reason why I am not for sex work, me, not you, me, and I make it known on my platform, is because this is my choice. This is my body. This is my choice. I choose to not participate in sex work. And the reason is because as a younger Black girl, people try to force sex work on me. I remember when I was in high school, just turned 18, I had a friend of mine and she was trying to get me to join syncing arrangements. I knew about syncing arrangements back in 2009, 2010. She wanted me to join syncing arrangements. And one thing that I started realizing about women was they always need a partner in crime when it comes to choices and decisions that they're not confident about. They always want you to be locked in with them and how they live their life and how and what they do, because they not 100% confident in what they doing or what they want to do. So they always need a partner in crime. Another time that I was asked to get into sex work, I was asked to by another girl to move to Florida to be a stripper. This had to be back in 2012. This was right before I gained a bunch of weight due to depression and suicide. Right before. And I was in a bad place. My life was a mess. It was a hot ass mess. I had just dropped out of college. She's coming to me. She's like, hey, we should move to Florida and we should strip together. And I was like, no, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. It has nothing to do with you and what you want to do. It has everything to do with that's not me. That's not my identity. That's not who I am. I knew that even then. And the reason I stand by this till this day is because they try to force me into sex work. I mean, constantly, y'all. I don't, it doesn't even stop there. So I started doing YouTube, had weight loss surgery in 2014, lost 100 pounds, showing you on YouTube that I had weight loss surgery, lost 100 pounds. Then I started getting hit up by club promoters, rappers, local rappers that wanted me to be a video vixen and all of that stuff, a flyer girl, or just a promoter. I said, no, that's not me. I was even asked not that long ago from a video vixen. She wanted me to come on and be like she was going to be like my madam. She wanted me to sign a contract and everything like that. I said, no. I said, no. Anytime I have been forced into a box, I hated myself and I hated my life. So me literally saying no, 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 no. And think about you saying no when you broke. Think about you saying no when you really are struggling in life. You could use the extra money, but it was not me. It was not me. That's not who I was. I was different, you know, like I was just different. Like people expected me to fit the black girl stereotype, the thick black girl stereotype. And it didn't fit. It just didn't fit. I was shy, timid, introverted, a wallflower, hated center of attention. Just didn't like it. And people always wanted to force this stereotype on me to be loud and to be center of attention and to be aggressive and confrontational. That was not me. And people just could not, it just was not clicking. I even had friends come up to me and say, you would make so much money. Like, I don't understand. Like you would make so much money if you would just put yourself out there. It was not me. It didn't have nothing to do with nobody but me. That's not who I am. It don't have nothing to do with religion. It don't have nothing to do with wanting to be seen a certain way, like the good girl. It had nothing to do with my parents. It was not me. It just wasn't. And the more people tried to force it and force it and force it, the more I avoided the box. So I call it the box. Like people who try to like push me into this stereotype. It's another reason why I waited to lose my virginity, because people tried to force that onto me. Oh, I know you be out here. I know you're out here. People still think I'm out here till this day. I done said I'm celibate. I'm abstinent. I'm refraining from sex. This is my life, my choice. People still trying to put me in that stereotype. People still trying to force me in that box. People assume, oh, you've been out here. I started having sex at 27 years old. Oh, you've been ran through. I didn't lose my virginity until 27. I'm a late bloomer. It's like people keep trying to force Black women to all be the same. People also try to get the mean girl thing to stick. I'm down to earth. I want to talk to you. I want to have a deep emotional relationship with you. I don't want to look down on you and place judgment on you and be mean to you for no reason. I don't know you, but I would like to get to know you. So it's like people constantly, like I'm supposed to be a certain type of way because I look a certain type of way or I'm perceived a certain type of way. I have no reason to be mean to you. I don't know you. I don't know you like that. To be mean to you for no reason? You haven't done anything to me. I keep to myself. If anything, I'm a popular loner. I don't always feel like I have to be opinionated in every room that I step into. Sometimes I like to just sit back and observe, keep to myself. And then when you're a Black woman though, and you keep to yourself, oh my God, when you're a Black woman and you keep to yourself and you mind your business and you keep your head down and you stay focused on what you got to stay focused on, you know, they call you stuck up or you got an attitude or something got to be wrong with you or you're weird or you're this or you're that, all because you minding your damn business. It's insane. It's insane. There's always a stereotype. And the more people try to force me into that stereotype, how can you not see that that is not who I am? That's not me. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. And part of decentering men is finding out who you are. Do you know who you are? Outside of all of these expectations, do you really know who you are? Let me tell you who I am. I'm kind in nature. I believe in taking care of people. I'm big on family. I'm big on community. I love seeing people come together. My dream is to buy a house, have and put on to host. I want to be a host. I want to have dinner. I want to have like dinner dates at my house. I want to host dinner parties. It's just a dream of mine. I want to host like afternoon tea times. Like that's what I want to do. I love people coming together. Do you not understand that I hate cooking for myself, but I love cooking for other people? I love filling up their bellies with warm meals that make them feel good and happy. That's what I like to do. I don't like being angry and mad all the time. That shit's exhausting. It's exhausting being mad. It's exhausting having an attitude. It is. And I remember when I was younger and I was broken and I was going through my stuff, I had an attitude all the time, but I was always in fight or flight mode with people in the world. I always felt like someone had it out for me. I always felt like I was constantly being judged. I always felt like I wasn't good enough. I always felt like, people just had all of these like expectations for me that didn't align with who I really was. So I was in fight or flight mode. I was in survival mode real heavy. And the whole time I was in survival mode, I didn't know who I was. I thought I did, but I didn't know who I was. I thought I knew, but it wasn't me. It was a false identity that I had created to move in certain spaces with certain people. That wasn't me. So you got to know who you are. And part of finding out who you are is getting comfortable with who you are. The bad stuff. I was talking about this on my Instagram and I said, it's really sad that when it comes to women like the kept wife, Cindy, why can't they be proud of their real story? Why can't they be proud of their truth? Why do they have to lie to us? Because I've done things in my life and I'm not proud of those things, but I have forgiven myself. Mistakes I've made, things I've done, things that I used to regret, but now I look at it differently. Like it shaped who I am. It made me who I am. How can I be mad at that? How can I regret that? How can I regret this part in my life that made me a better woman? You shouldn't feel shame about your past, your mistakes, things you've gone through. You need to free yourself, because if you don't forgive yourself for the things that you have done that you didn't like or that you don't agree with, you are holding yourself hostage. You're not able to really get out here and live. You're not. You're still holding on to baggage. You're still holding on to things that shouldn't even. It should be a non-factor in your life. That was the situation. This is the situation now. Forgive yourself so you can really release the burden of feeling like, oh, I should have did this, or I should have did that. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe it wasn't supposed to go that way. And that's okay. That is okay. And see, it's so interesting because we are programmed, right, to forgive others. But why don't you forgive yourself? So people can come to you and do something to you, and the world is saying, oh, you should forgive that person. So why don't you do the same for yourself? Do you not love yourself? Do you not love yourself enough to where you can forgive yourself for some of the things that you may have done that you're not proud of? Because there are people out here going around treating people all type of ways that they're not really proud of, that they have guilt that they have to carry, and they have to sit back and consider like, dang, should I apologize to them? I feel so guilty. I treated them so horribly. Let me go ahead and apologize. So that same guilt that you feel for yourself when it comes to some of your mistakes and the things that you've done in your past, why don't you forgive yourself for those things? Why don't you? Why haven't you? You're more focused on forgiving everyone else outside of yourself, possibly, before you forgive yourself. And some of the things that you put up with, some of the things that you allowed, or some of the things that you just did, and you look back and I'm like, dang, why did I do that? I was immature. I could have handled that situation differently. I could have handled that situation better. And then acknowledging that and then forgiving yourself, because you should love the good and the bad, not just the good stuff. Because life just doesn't go, it just doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't go that way. You have to like the good, you got to like the bad. And we are taught as women that when it's a man and he's in the center, that we have to accept the good and the bad when it comes to him. So why don't you accept the good and the bad when it comes to yourself? Why do you run from her? Why do you run from the shadow in you? But you're quick to embrace the shadow in a man. Do you see what I'm talking about when it comes to decentering men? I don't even have guilt that I carry about some of the things I've done in my past, because I have men decentered so much to the point where I have forgiven myself for those things. I need the girls to come up with me and vibrate at my frequency. I need you to come up here with me. It's fresh air. It's lovely up here. It's peaceful. There's happiness. There's joy. There's even great friends up here. I've met some amazing friends up here. I didn't think I could ever go out here and meet women, have girlfriends, and we go out and we have conversations, and it's not about gossip at all. It's about elevating. It's about reflection. It's about learning spiritual lessons, overcoming them, breaking karmic cycles, breaking generational cycles, loving ourselves more, unlearning, relearning, getting rid of outdated belief systems, and like really centering ourselves and getting more connected with God. It's beautiful up here. Manifesting our dreams, our lives, and it don't have you heard me say anything about a man yet? Oh my God, no, because that's what true elevation is. That's what it looks like. Everybody talking about leveling up, and it always in what? It involved that man. It involves that man. It involves him every single time. And that's what I'm saying. It's not about decentering men. It's not about hating them. They can be a resource to you. Okay? We can hate Russia. We can hate China. We can hate every other country that's out here. But at the end of the day, we can't hate them too much, because what? They could be a resource to us. So make an alliance. Do it in a way that you want to. Not in the way that society expects you to. Do you really need to have his kids? But you should definitely make an alliance with that man. That man is a resource. He could be free labor to you, sis. If you know a man that could come to your house and fix some shit and you don't got to pull out of your wallet, you don't, or maybe he pulled his wallet out and pay for some things to get fixed around the house. That man is a resource to you. Why would you want to get rid of the resource? That don't make no sense to me. I don't see, if you think about, let's talk about like the female bee, right? Queen bee, she uses the hell out of those men. And I'm not saying like in a negative way, but like in the way that they were meant to be used as the male bee, right? She uses them as a resource. Why wouldn't you want to use them as a resource? You just have to heighten your discernment and really be picky and choosy about what man you feel you can make an alliance with. Not all of these men are worth making an alliance with. I'm going to tell you that now. Don't waste your time. But make it about you. When you look at it this way, you making it about you. You're making it about a resource. You're making it about an alliance. You're not making it about getting a guy just to get the guy. Just to get the commitment, just to get it, just to get it, just girl, if you don't make it about you, reprogram your mind, decenter men, get rid of the outdated belief system and elevate. Because listen, it's like the conversations, they tired. They tired. They tired because everything is about defense. You know, like one thing that I noticed when it came to like the gender war, everything was about defense. Everything. I used to play ball, girl. I didn't like defense. I liked offense better. Defense had me hard. It had me like I had to, be tough, and I don't want to be on defense all the time. That shit is exhausting. I want to be on offense. So I have elevated to offense. And it's not to say that men can just get away with everything, have no boundaries, put up with everything. No. Because if we need to get on defense, we know how to do that. We are very educated on how to get back on defense. But that being on defense all the time, that shit is exhausting. It's exhausting. And games, they're won on the offense side. Okay, you got to be on that side more than just the defense for you to win the game. If you playing defense the whole game, girl, that ain't a good sign. That's not a good sign. You want to be on offense more because you want more opportunities. You want more resources. You want more. You want more, right? So go to offense. Like, stop arguing with these men that you know you wouldn't even give the time of day anyway. I don't understand that. Yes, when you decenter men, you step right into your divine feminine energy. Right into it. You start to glow. You get into this flow within yourself. You surrender. That's probably the best part, because when you surrender, that stress that you was feeling, it just gets lifted right off your shoulders. It's amazing how that works. Your cortisol levels go down. Your hormones get balanced. It's beautiful. This centering men has you disconnected from self. And until women come to that realization, you're going to be stagnant. And the girls that are on my Patreon, we not stagnant over there. My collective, we out here buying cars. We out here moving. We out here taking trips. We out here healing. We out here dating. We out here getting leveled up commitments for men. We are true divine feminines. We're not out here fighting wars and being the activist warriors online for every cause and every situation that pops up. Like we not doing it. We out here expanding our businesses, making more money, attracting more money. Did we say we was working hard for the money? No. And you know what's so crazy? I don't know if some of my Patreon members are in here. But did you know that you don't need a man to get a bag? Did you know that you don't need a man to get a bag easily? It's all in you. You think you need a man to get a bag? My Patreon members, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly. Did you know that you have everything in you to get money easily? It will literally come to you. Come just like that. Money is attracted to women easily. That's why men, if you notice with the Clay situation, he was upset at her, jealous. And there are plenty of men that are out here jealous of how women attract money so easily. You're a feminine. Money is a feminine energy. It's going to be attracted to you more. That's your energy. You trying to get it from a man is actually slowing you down. I'm just being honest. It's actually slowing you down. Money is attracted to you. You are a divine feminine. Money is energy. It's always going to come to you. Always. Always. And to be honest, if some of these men would tap into their feminine energy, they could attract money more easily as well. But they think they got to do back-breaking labor to get money. Have you ever questioned why is it so easy for women to get to the bag, but it's more challenging for men? Money is attracted to you by nature. Okay? The universe, the world that we live in wants to give to you. When you truly step into your divine feminine energy, you will go out into nature and everything is attracted to your energy. Insects, animals. You'll see birds, squirrels, all type of stuff. Because the world that we live in, you as a divine feminine, you attract. That is your energy. That is what you do. So you fighting these men, you feel like you got to get a man to get money. You don't got to do nothing. You don't got to do nothing you don't want to do. That's the benefit of being a woman. So call these things in. Thank you, Panda. That is so sweet. Call these things into you. Call these things. And it's not saying that like, you know, the negative way of thinking, like, oh, I don't need a man, like it's coming from a bitter place. But the universe is your pappy. Like the universe is your sugar daddy. You know what I mean? Like the universe is your bank. The universe can take care of you very well. You're a feminine energy. Feminine energies are always taken care of. So money will always come to you more easily. But you got to believe it, though. You have to actually believe that. Girl, I don't like the bugs either. Okay. I don't like the bugs either, girl. The caterpillars be crawling on my legs and hell, weird bugs I have never seen before in my life. But when you truly step into your divine feminine energy, everything is attracted to you. Everything. So my Patreon members, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get the girls put up on game. And we can't keep vibing at this frequency because for you to attract better and greater things into your life, you have to come up. That's just how it works. You have to come up on a higher frequency. And by you doing that, you may jump some timelines, right? And you will start to receive the things that want to come into you because you're a feminine energy. That's what you are. So keep all of this in mind. Okay. Prime example to my Patreon members that are in the chat. When we did our body image workshop, right? And I had you work on your chakras, get them aligned so you could start attracting easily, right? We had to heal ourselves first before we could get to the compliments that we are now receiving. You had to work on your insecurities, your negative body image to improve how you view yourself for you to attract better. That was the reason I did that workshop. It was to show you that, okay, everything in me is enough. I don't need anything outside of me to get what I want. Everything in me is enough. So when we did the body workshop and now you're starting to see the results, you see that, damn, I was enough this whole time. I was enough. And now everything around us is like wanting to come in, like we're getting more compliments. People want to gift us things. People want to do things for us. People want to wait hand and foot on us. There's an energy shift that happened once we did that body image workshop. And I hope you're starting to see the results. Thank you, Panda. That is so true. So, I don't know what, listen, I think there are plenty of divine masculines that are out here. Them are the only men that I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to anybody else. I don't even waste my time with men that are not of divine masculine energy. Just being honest. Just being honest, because any divine masculine, they know what I'm talking about. They're not going to argue with me. They're not going to go back and forth and try to make it seem like this is ridiculous, because they vibing on a higher frequency just like I am. So I'm not arguing nobody about this. If you want to be low and be low vibrational, that's your choice. Not everybody came here to elevate. Not here to save everybody. But like I was saying, money is attracted to women. It's just, it is what it is. It's your birthright. So use it to your advantage. You have everything within yourself. You really don't need a man to bring you money. You just don't. That's just how the cards play for you. But because you have men centered, and they did this on purpose, they always wanted us to feel like we needed men more than we needed ourselves. I don't know what that's about, but you have everything within you. You really don't have to have these men in the center of it all. You can have yourself. Okay? And it doesn't mean that you're going to end up alone. It doesn't mean that you can't use men as a resource. Why would you not use men as a resource? It makes sense to me. So think about that. Yes, divine masculine energy comes with having a purpose. If he don't have no purpose, I don't see the point. Honestly, I don't see the point in the conversation. I don't see the point of having him around. I don't see the point of even entertaining him at all, which is why I'm saying, like, when we talk about decentering men, let's not make it about them every time. Let's make it about ourselves. Let's make it about ourselves. But we have to hold ourselves accountable, though. Like, that is so important. And you can't keep using the excuse, well, men do it. And you think that they're successful? You want to be more like them? I think that's where we went wrong as women. Instead of us turning within, elevating ourselves, we always try to just do what they do. And it has been playing us for so long. It has. You got women out here being single married women, played ourselves with that. You got women out here being submissive providers, played ourselves with that. You got women out here wanting to climb the corporate ladder for status, for why is labor seen as a goal? Why is labor, why is breaking our backs as women in this society seen, or sacrificing our bodies, everything, like we got to sacrifice everything, our bodies, our youth, our beauty. We literally have to give this world everything for us to be respected. That's crazy. I don't think that that's how that's supposed to work. I think it's the other way around, where people are supposed to give to us, right? Out of respect for us, I don't think that it's the other way around. I don't. It doesn't even make sense. It's out of order. It just doesn't even make sense to me. So I don't see anything wrong with climbing the ladder when you do it for you. Yeah. Yeah. I think, but women were climbing the ladder to prove to men that they could do what men could do. But if you out here climbing the ladder for yourself, by all means, sis, climb that ladder. But you got to remember that during the 90s, women were out here climbing the ladder to prove that they could do what men could do, so that they could prove that they deserve to be paid the same wage as men. And now women are in positions by climbing the ladder of overworking themselves, killing themselves, being on the verge of complete burnt out. I don't think that's fair to women. Now women are the backbones of the American economy. You're expected to work outside the home, work in the home, and still perform your marital duties every other night. Because, you know, they make it a priority that sex in a marriage is something that you have to keep up with in your marriage. I mean, they put a lot of the responsibilities on women. And I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that a woman should be doing all of what we're doing. I don't think we were ever meant to take on all of these things. And then as soon as you take on all of these things and you're not feminine enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not small enough, or you may not even be thick enough, then all of a sudden the blame still comes back on you. It's time to decenter. I'm not saying that women shouldn't be independent. Women can't have their own. Women can't have a career. Just make sure you're doing it for yourself. That's all. Yes, it's called capitalism. Just make sure that you're able to do some things for yourself. And stop making it about like another thing that men manipulate, right, with women. They want you to birth their children. No purpose, no goal, no plan. They're out here impregnating women left and right with no goal, no plan, no future, no nothing. Just didn't want to pull out, didn't want to use a condom, And so it's just crazy how women are not pulling back their energy. Because like why it's almost like the more they pump out kids, right, the more we open ourselves up. I think we're supposed to be closing down shop, sis, because it's not making sense. I think we should be closing down the shop, not giving ourselves away more. It doesn't make sense. We're not even benefiting for real. They are. And then this another thing is that they're able to have a legacy. But what about our legacy? When you have their kids, they automatically get a legacy. But what about your legacy? That was supposed to be the fair trade. Remember when I said alliance? Okay, he wants you to give him a legacy. Okay, what about your legacy? Because it can't just be about him all the time. What about your legacy? Does your legacy matter at all? I'm just saying, have you thought about it in the other way around? Because he automatically gets a legacy. You're birthing it, and it's getting so bad to the point where a lot of these men, they have a sense of entitlement when it comes to a legacy these days. It's crazy. Like the way men water down pregnancy scares the living shit out of me. It really do. I just be like, oh no, I can't do it. I can't. I don't see the point in birthing a child, and these men are not upholding it as like a grand thing. You know, I feel like giving birth is so grand. It's a miracle happening. It's a blessing. It's a legacy. I feel like there should be a huge purpose behind it. But these men water it down like, oh, it's no big deal. Women are out here putting their lives on the line, and men think it's no big deal. We played ourselves with that as well. That's another thing that we played ourselves with. Having their kids and not making it a priority that they create a legacy for us as well, not just them. And I think we need to get back to that, because risking your life and you don't get a legacy out of the deal is insane to me. I don't think that's fair. And that's what I'm saying. Where do we benefit in all of this? Where do we benefit in all of this, and where do we win in all of this? Because all I hear is men winning. I hear how men benefit. I hear how they get to get all of these things, but what are we getting? Just to say that we can do what men can do? That's it? I don't think that we can do what men can do and what women do, like giving birth, raising kids. I never thought that was fair. So this time, let's do it differently with decentering men. This time, let's do it differently. This time, let's work on ourselves. Let's make it about us. Let's really make it about us and do it differently. Leave your trauma out of it. Leave your past relationship trauma out of it. Not saying it in a dismissive way. Acknowledge your trauma. Acknowledge what you have been through. I'm not here to dismiss women that have been victims to DV, victims of abuse, whether it's physical or emotional. I'm not saying just dismiss that. No, heal from it. And then let's not bring it into this space. Let's elevate and let's move forward. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I wanted to say when it comes to this situation. But I just want you to get a clear understanding of my mindset, because I'm not making it about men anymore. I'm making it about myself. There are going to be some rare occasions, like with sex work mainly, and women dating much younger men. Those are just things that I'm just going to have to say a spade for a spade. I don't agree with it. Both men and women are doing it. And to be honest, men led with that. They created that. They put the image in women's minds. And then the main thing that I can't get over when it comes to either sex work or like women who are dating much younger men is most likely you had men that were forcing women at one point into sex work, or when it comes to women dating much younger men, you had men most likely taking a younger Drea, Michelle, a younger Joy, right? And dating them, using them in their youth. And so now those women peeped game, took the game that was used against them, and now is using it against much younger men. So even though I don't agree with it, I'm just like, well, where do you think women got it from? You think women just woke up one day and was like, oh yeah, like I'm going to go out here and date a much younger man and then I'm going to use him for his money? No, actually it was the other way around. It was men saying, I'm going to go out and date a much younger woman and then I'm going to use her for her beauty. See, we're required to show up differently in the world. Men are supposed to have money. Women are supposed to have youth. Keeping youth and beauty, right? And so women have just flipped it. And I'm supposed to hold them accountable when men have been doing it for centuries. All women did was use what was done against them on men. And men need to be held accountable for that because they led the way. They're the leaders. They want to be oh, this is a man's world. Okay, well, men who are leaders and who create the laws and create the structure and help shape the culture and everything like that. I guess you need to take accountability for that then, because you started it all. You literally started all of this. Women wouldn't even be thinking this way. Women wouldn't be thinking this way. So I don't know. It's like I said, fine, if you can find an alliance in a man, make that alliance, but it ain't gonna be every man out here. It's not. It's not. But that's all I wanted to say. I think it's important to, yeah, I think it's important to decenter men. But yeah, on those rare occasions, it's not that I don't want to hold Drea, Michelle, or Joy accountable. It's just like it's hard to, when most likely those women are only doing what was done to them. They are literally doing what was done to them. And I don't agree with it, but I'm just like, listen, on special situations like that, I'm just gonna have to call a spade, because I would have to put on a clown suit to be like, I don't know why you're doing this. I would have to put on a clown suit, clown nose, something, because I just can't do it. But where it makes sense, we do need to hold women accountable. Like, I think it was, what's her name? Jada Wade's sister. She was on her Instagram live and she was talking about, oh, she's pregnant, right? She was like, oh, you a bum, you broke, you stay in a hotel. I had to pay for this and this, and you got pregnant by this man? How did you get pregnant by a man like that? She thinks she airing out his business, but I'm just like, girl, you was doing all of that and you stayed. See, that's where the accountability got to come in. That is where the accountability got to come in, babes. It do. That's where, because I'm just like, you blasting this man, but he broke and all, and you was paying the bills, and you had to give him money and stuff like that. Girl, why did you do? See, that's the accountability that I'm talking about. Okay, that's where I'm just like, ain't no spade for a spade at that point. The only way it could be a spade for a spade is if you a fool. And I don't think you're a fool. I don't want to take you for a fool. Because then you would have to be just like them, right? So I don't want to take you for a fool. So when I saw that woman, when I saw Jada Wade's sister get online, I was like, girl, it said a lot about her. It did. It said a lot about it. Because I'm like, you went out here and you laid down with this man and he didn't even have a place to stay. So where were y'all having sex at? Like, y'all was having sex the whole time in hotels, or was he always at your place and he was getting comfortable and he was staying at your place but never went home? It's like it's stuff like this with women where I'm just like, how am I supposed to coddle you? How am I supposed to feel bad when it comes to situations like this? I feel like I'm enabling your situation. It doesn't even make sense. Then you have women out here like Morgan. Did you see how her baby daddy exposed her on his TikTok live that they have been staying together for the last 2 months, trying to work things out, and he was hiding in the bathroom anytime that she was doing a TikTok live, but she was online trauma bonding with y'all about your baby daddy and your circumstance and your lifestyle and everything. And then she had this man in the back the whole time, and she was playing in your face the entire time. And not only that, she was giving a man that she called a deadbeat. She said that this man left her right after she had a C-section. That's what she told us. So I'm confused. If I had a baby by a man and he abandoned me and my child, right? Why in the hell would I ever give him money, let alone stay with me and try to work it out? And then she like the sixth baby mama. Like, how we make excuses for women like that? It don't even make sense. And then she came online playing the victim and playing like, oh, I didn't know. Sixth baby mama. You had to have known about one of them, at least one or two. I'm talking about the random man from Atlanta. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all, when it comes to situations like that, I gotta call it what it is. Foolish. It's foolish. It's foolish. And I can't stand behind that. I would look crazy because I'm just like, let's flip it, right? Let's flip it around, right? And let's say, I think her name's Jasmine, Jada Waiter's little sister. Let's say a man was online ranting to us about how terrible this woman is, right? I'm gonna be looking at him like, you a fool? Because why was you out here dealing with a woman like that? If you felt like she was this and she was that, why was you out here sleeping with a woman like that? And let's flip it again, right? Morgan, let's flip it. Say her baby daddy came online and was ranting about how, I'm the sixth baby daddy, and she abandoned me, or she didn't allow me to see my kids. Da, 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 da. But then prior had all of these issues that he was overlooking with her, and then was trying to seek empathy for us. I'm like, girl, where am I supposed to pull the empathy from? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's very hard. And it's not coming from a judgmental place. It's just like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense how you was out here dealing with a man where you was putting up with a list of things, and now you want to play the victim like, oh, I didn't know that this was going to happen. How did you not know? It's hard. It's very hard. So I think Morgan just played, and the real reason why I never really supported Morgan was because if she was a Black woman, she wouldn't get that damn support for being a baby mama. I'm just being real with you. That's why I was just like, I'm not following this stuff. People was giving Risa Tisa a hard time because she unfollowed the girl on TikTok, and I'm like, she blocked the girl. I would have blocked the girl too. I just didn't follow her because I was just like, she just another baby mama, just like, right? Wouldn't they say the same about you as a Black woman? Oh, she's just another baby mama. So Morgan is just another baby mama, right? That is the real reason why I just never fed into what she was selling. Just gonna be honest. That woman has 1.3 million followers on TikTok. Do you think a Black woman could ever get that for being a baby mama? No. I'll answer that for you. No. That's why I couldn't get behind it. I'm just like, why is everybody so infatuated with the fact that she a baby mama? I mean, and Black women were supporting the hell out of her. I was just like, she regular. I don't get it. She's, and I don't say that in a shady way. I just say it like, we've seen this before. I don't see anything special, like I don't. A sixth baby mama. Somebody said 10th. I don't know what the number is at this point. I thought she was the sixth one. But girl, I was just like, girl, I didn't see no difference. I was just like, this ain't nothing new. And then whenever a Black woman becomes a baby mama, or even just a single mother, say she got married and got divorced and she a single mother, she would never get that level of support. That's why you got to be careful about who you're supporting online, because you send messages to people. It's indirect, but you're making it seem like, oh, it's okay for a preference or a girl that's biracial to be a baby mama, or a non-Black woman to be a baby mama. But oh, we need to give her grace. Give her grace. She should get the same heat that Black women get, right? That's why, y'all, I could not get behind it. Thank you for the super chat. I couldn't get behind it. I couldn't bring myself to go follow and support that girl. So you got to be careful about supporting certain people, because it says an indirect message. And remember when I said you cannot be a contradiction? Because Black women, think about it. It's a contradiction, and there's a sense of biasness here that involves colorism, or I would say stereotypes. It's more acceptable for you to support Morgan, but it's unacceptable for you to support a Black woman that's a baby mama / single mother. I don't think that's fair at all. I don't think that's fair. If you're going to support baby mamas, support them all, right? And if you are against it, then be against it. But don't be a contradiction where it's like, oh, you pick and choose when you want to and when you don't want to. And then the way you picking and choosing is sending an indirect message saying, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go over here and support her, but these other baby mamas, no, it doesn't make sense. You have to be consistent in what you're standing in. Okay, so if you are against baby mama culture, be 100% against it. It doesn't matter what race of woman she is, be against it. That's all I'm saying. I just don't think it's fair because I 1.3 million followers, and she blew up because of a random man from Atlanta. I know plenty of black women that was dealing with a random man from Atlanta and ended up getting pregnant. I don't know why they not getting no type of love and no support. Again, I cannot stress this enough. And I'm going to say it. I think the reason why colorism still exists, men centered. If you decenter men, what is colorism? In the black community, what is colorism in the black community? If you just took men out the picture, what is that? What is that? What is that? You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to get the girls to vibrate at a higher frequency. Come up here with me, because you're gonna look at life totally different. Totally different. I think the only reason why colorism still exists is because of men. I really do. I don't think it has anything to do with us as women among us at all. I really think it's just the man thing, y'all. I really do. And the kept wife exposed that. I couldn't believe that woman. I was like, is she for real? And I never knew I was supporting a woman like that. Her TikTok was banned, her old one. And I didn't know she was like that. I started following her. I've been following her for maybe 3 weeks. And I had no idea she was like that. Majority of her videos that I would see in my For You page was just her like showing off her lifestyle, you know? And I liked her name and I just hit follow. But I had no idea she was mean-spirited and nasty like that. I had no idea. And she's one of those women that is big on male validation. She feels like she's the prize. She feels like she's the exception. And she feels like, oh, because she's lighter complected, that, oh, I can get any black man that I want. I'm a prize and all of that bullshit. And it just looks a fucking mess. Like, it just looks a hot ass fucking mess. It just does. You really think a colorist man is going to be loyal to you? You are delusional as hell if you think that. That colorist man ain't going to be loyal to you. He is loyal to himself. Okay? He going to do whatever it takes to not hate himself, and it's not to not hate himself, to not feel the hate that he has for himself. To not feel it. So he going to use you to not feel that. As a lighter skinned woman. I hope you know that. But that's how he really feel about himself. So black men who have colorist issues, they just using these women. That's why I have to, if a black man approach me, I gotta verify. Sir, do you love yourself? Do you have issues with your skin complexion? How do you feel about black women that are dark skinned? Oh, I put the men in the hot seat because I really want to know, because you're not about to use me because you have self-hatred. That's crazy. And then I can't expect for you to be loyal to me. You ain't even loyal to yourself. You don't like yourself. So why in the hell you don't even love yourself? Why in the hell would I think I'm special? To you? No. The girls need to wake up. The girls need to wake up. The girls need to wake up. Come up here, sis. The only reason why colorism exists is because men are still the focus. Colorism is similar to like these beauty rating systems that men be making. Like all races of men have like this beauty rating system. Yeah, it's very similar to that. That is just it goes hand in hand. And I'm just tired of seeing it. Decent to men, you're not gonna care about no damn rating system. You don't even care. You don't care. So that's what I'm saying. Like, come up here, and I'm making this live because like I'm tired of getting projected on. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm so tired because I like every time I get projected on, I feel like I get pulled back down, and I'm just like, oh, please don't go there. That don't go in that direction. Come up, like look at it from a different perspective. But no, girl, like that colorism stuff, I can't get with it. That girl she lost her mind, y'all. I'm just being honest. And then come to find out, I gotta post the receipts. But come to find out, did you know that man has a lengthy criminal record? Is that shocking? No, that ain't shocking. That man is lengthy. This man has been caught selling drugs. Ain't that some ghetto shit? And listen. I understood where she was coming from. She said that she was scared of hood people. I just wish she would not have generalized all hood people, because all hood people were not raised the same. I call black people who don't know how to act, or people who are from the hood that don't know how to act, really just people in general that don't know how to act, I call them ratchet. I don't call them hood. I call them ratchet. That's what I call them. I call them ratchet. I don't call them hood. I don't think that's fair. I've met some down to earth. I've met some very nice hood people, mom and dad restaurants. They give back to their community. They support one another. They love one another. Like I've actually met some really nice hood people. Hood people have been more nice to me than the suburban people. The suburban people, first of all, they didn't even want me in their neighborhood. Me walking around in their neighborhood, they automatically thought I was stealing something, or I was out of place, or I didn't even belong there. I must be lost. Hood people have always been accepting of me, even with me being a suburban kid. So I understood where she was coming from, but really it's ratchet people, y'all. It's the people that don't know how to act. It's the people that don't know how to code switch. It's the people that do things and it's just like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like why would you do that? But y'all trying to make it seem like all hood people were raised the same. Do you not understand that there are some people out here, they was raised in the hood, but they was raised different. They couldn't go out here and do what their friends was doing. They couldn't go out here and everybody, you just got to understand that not everybody is raised the same. Just because they're black and they come from a particular area environment doesn't mean that they're all going to act the same. You can put, prime example, you can put siblings all in one house. Do you not understand that they may all turn out differently? They grew up in the same household, they was raised the same, but they didn't turn out the same. You can't stereotype your own people like that. You can't stereotype your own people like that. You just can't do it. I be seeing people do it. And then this is what really irks my soul is when black people stereotype their own people and then put white people on a pedestal. I just be like, oh my God, if only y'all knew the things I've seen, the criminal activity I've seen. The only difference between white people and black people is white people get away with the shit. That's it. They have laws in place. They have people that look like them, that can help them out of a bad situation. That is the only difference, girl. I've seen white people get out of hella shit, and y'all try to hold them up like they should be the standard. No. I think you should be the change. I think everyone should be the change, right? Everyone should just be better. But stop trying to make it seem like this particular group of people or these people over here are the standard. If you don't look at yourself and just start being a better person and keep it at that and stop trying to make it seem like this particular group versus this. No, let's just focus on you. Remember, centering self, removing men, removing racism and respectability politics. Let's just make it about you. Let's make it about you being a better person and stop making it about all this other stuff, because it really don't matter. Just you be a better person. You elevate. And I'm telling you, the world will be a better place. That's your impact. You are an impact. You don't have to go out here and be an activist warrior for every little cause that's out here. You really don't. You could just be an impact by being the change that you want to see. by showing up every day, being the person that you needed. Maybe you needed someone when you were younger. Be that person. Be that person for other people. Be that. Just be the person that you needed. Be you, and let that just be enough. Like, I don't, the comparison and these long drawn out conversations about, oh, we need to be this and be that. Just be you, but be better, right? It's really that simple. It really, don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it about everything outside of yourself. Just make it about you. That's a big impact. That's a huge impact. Okay? That listen, this is us now that we have decentered men. Think about filling up this jar with everything that you love and everything that you like, and it don't have nothing to do with a man. Can you fill up this jar with things that you love, things that you like to do, hobbies, sports, art? Fill this up with what you like to do and then not involve a man at all. And how full would it get? Would it just be here? Would anything make it inside at all? Or would it be full? Would it be overflowing? Center yourself and see. Center yourself and see. This is where I'm at. I said I was done with the gender war. I meant it. I'm beyond that now. I'm past that now. It's not because I agree with what these men be out here doing. It's just I want to be on offense. I want to be happy. I want to live a soft girl life. When you on defense, you can't live a soft girl life. You fighting all the time. You have to argue. You have to debate. It's exhausting. It ages you. It makes you gain weight. And then it's like, are you ever like really content and happy? I don't think so. I don't think so. So this is where I'm at. And I just wanted to share this with y'all. I do. And if you're a content creator, don't allow your following to like hold you in a box. And I say this respectfully, okay? You as a content creator, you are supposed to like elevate and grow. The people who are your tribe, they're gonna follow you. You're gonna lose some people because listen, some people didn't come here to evolve. That's just not part of their purpose. But don't allow your following to like put you in a box and like keep you kind of like low vibing, low frequency. You have to be the influence. They have to see you elevate and go off and you do your own thing. And then they have to sit back and watch like, okay, it's working for her. Oh, wow, she seems so happy. Oh, wow, she seems so content. Oh, wow, she's getting all the things that she wants. Oh, wow, you can tell she really loves herself. You have to go off and do your own thing and make it a success for people to follow behind you. That's what real leaders do. Real leaders lead. They don't try to get people on board blindly. They are the example. They show people the way. It's not, oh, I gotta get everybody on board. No. You may have to leave some people behind. You may have to just leave them behind and then they'll catch up to you. Because everybody, listen, we all at different times. Time is fluid. Time is not even real. Everybody is just out here flowing through life, learning day by day, minute by minute, and second by second. And so if you have a calling on your life and you know that you are supposed to lead people, well, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. And leading people means leaving people behind if necessary. So don't allow your following to like put you in a box and that's not your calling. Your calling is to lead. That's what it is. So you may have to leave people behind. They will catch up. Don't think about it like in a negative way, like, oh, I got to leave these people behind. They not where I need to be. No. You leave with the intent. They'll catch up later. They'll get there later. They just gonna arrive a little bit later than me. It's okay. That's the mindset that you have to carry. You have to put the intent out there before you even make your first move. They'll get there. They will catch up. And thank you, Chakra Love. All the answers that you seek, they are always within yourself. Every last one of them. Every answer that you need answered. Every question, every doubt, everything that you are curious about, it's in here. It is inside. This is why we are mirrors of each other. That's why. That is why. We are mirrors of each other. I'm a mirror to you. You are a mirror to me. You see yourself in me. I see myself in you. This is why I don't think I'm better than anybody, because I know for a fact that I am a mirror and you are a mirror to me. How can we be better than each other? It's impossible, because we mirror each other. We mirror things back to each other that we don't see in ourselves. That's what this whole journey is all about, which is why I don't compete with people. I don't want what other people have. I'm focused on me. And if I see myself show up in another person, or if I see a side of myself show up in another person, whether it's good, better, and different, I understand why. It may take some time for me to reflect, but I get it. And I'm not automatically thinking like, oh, I need to be, I need to be here, or I'm not looking at other people like I need to have exactly what they have. No, I'm looking at it like, damn, I can have that. Because why is that being mirrored back to me if it's not something that I'm supposed to have? We are all connected. Every last one of us. We are all mirrors. So you'll hear the saying collective energy. That's what it is. We're all connected. We're all mirrors. We mirror back to each other in different ways, depending on your subconscious level. And the more you vibrate at a higher level, the more you'll start to see life completely different. And you'll start to see the signs. You'll start to see the messages. You'll start to see yourself in the way that maybe other people see you. You'll start to see it. You just have to start elevating. You have to get to a higher frequency. It starts with what you put in your body. It starts with how you take care of yourself. Are you drinking plenty of water? Are you working on yourself? And then, you know what the reward is? This is what people don't understand. This is the best part about doing the work on yourself, is you attract, you manifest. Just like that. That's the reward. You didn't think you were going to be rewarded. You are always rewarded when you elevate and you level up and you self-improve. You always get a reward. You always get a reward. So keep going. Keep working. It ain't for nothing. It's going to pay off. You may not see it today. That's just how it goes, right? You waiting on your turn. Your turn going to come, sis. Just be patient. Maybe there's some things you haven't gotten yet. Maybe there's some lessons that haven't clicked yet. It's okay. Keep going, though, because there's a reward at the end of the tunnel. There's a brighter day at the end of the tunnel. Just keep moving forward. Don't get stuck. And see, that's the thing. We have all of these things around us that distract us from elevating to a higher frequency. And it's keeping us away from where we really want to be, who we really want to be, who we are. That image that you have in your mind, the woman that you want to be, that ain't for nothing. You're supposed to get to her, but you can't get to her if you keep falling victim to the low vibrational stuff. You got to actually get to her. That girl, that woman that you just, it's here. You see it in your mind. You like, oh, it's so close. It's so close. It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. So keep going, keep moving your feet. It's really that simple, y'all. I'm telling you, I think about the old version of myself and I'm just like, wow. Never thought that I would be who I am today. I saw her. I knew what she looked like. I knew how she would feel. I knew how she would love her life. I knew how she would love herself, but I just wasn't there yet. But I couldn't shake the feeling. I couldn't even shake the image that I had in my mind. I'm just like, no, like I know that's who I'm supposed to be. But it was just so hard getting to her. It was just like, and I started noticing that, oh, it's me self-sabotaging. It's me. Why am I self-sabotaging myself for me? And why is it so hard for me to stay disciplined and consistent? Like, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Who said it was going to be easy? Anything worth having, anything worth being, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be genuine, though. It's going to be genuine. And when you finally get there, though, you're going to be so grateful. There's a sense of humbleness that comes with you because you're like, damn, it took me so long to get here. I'm just so grateful to be here. I'm just so happy that I made it. I can be proud of everything that I went through. And now it's getting to that point where I look back over my life and I'm just so grateful that I went through everything. And it's crazy because you'll start to laugh. You'll start to laugh at yourself like, I can't believe I can't believe I made that such a big deal. You'll start to see how those things that you felt were just such an inconvenience, how it actually worked out in your favor. And you'll start to see how all the dots connect. The puzzle just comes together. You're like, wow, I have a beautiful story. I have a beautiful story to tell people. And it wasn't all for nothing. And I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative. I'm just happy to be here. That's what it's going to feel like. So keep moving your feet. Do not stay stuck at this lower vibration. And yes, it's so easy. Like your triggers, that self-doubt, like that voice that creeps in the back of your head. Like, I don't know why you're doing this. Girl, you are ridiculous. Why are you even, like, you really think you can pull this off? Who do you think you are? And then it's even worse when you got friends and family planting those negative seeds in your mind, and then they start to creep in too. It ain't even you against you. It's you and everybody against you. That's how real it is. It gets real. It's real. But you got to keep fighting. You're going to get to the other side. You got to learn these lessons, because these lessons, right? It's character development. This is how you become who you were meant to become. You have to keep going through these character development experiences. And yes, they suck. But have you noticed that every time you come out of them, you come out a different person, you come out a better person, you elevate to a higher level? And then you look back like, damn, I made it through. I made it through. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Thank you, B. Taylor, for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. So you just got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You just got to keep moving your feet. Life is going to get better. And you have to believe that better is out there. The number one thing that motivated me was, this can't be it. Like, this can't be what, this all can't be what life has to offer for me. There's no way. I know there's more to life than this. And I'm saying this just probably at my lowest, my brokest, my darkest. I'm like, damn, life got to get better. Ain't no way I came here just to do this. No way. There has to be more. There has to be more to my story. There has to be. So you really gotta push past all these things that are trying to hold you back. You really do. And it's gonna be people, it's gonna be things, it's gonna be a lot of things, but you gotta hold that vision of that woman that you see. And one thing about me, I did not lose that vision that I had. And that's the thing. The vision, as you elevate, it kind of changes a little bit. Like, I remember when I first started out with my spiritual journey, my vision was, it's so embarrassing, but I'm gonna share it. It was, oh, like I was married and I had this man, and like I had like the perfect closet. I had the bags, I had the shoes, I had the lifestyle. I laugh at myself. I'm sorry, I do. I laugh at myself because I'm at a point now where I'm like, none of that stuff has real fulfillment. It was so surface level. Now I look at it differently. I crave true intimacy in friendship and in a man. True intimacy, what does that look like? One thing that I had to learn was there are men that exist. There are men everywhere that exist, right? But I really think that there's only one man that will value me, like truly value me. So I'm only focused on that. If he doesn't value me, I don't see him. If he doesn't value me, he's not going to treat me in the way that I deserve. Because now that I have awakened to who I am as a woman, if a man values me, he sees me for who I really am. He doesn't see my stereotype. He sees me for real. So that is something that this is my new vision that I have. And you know, it's crazy because I was so hurt. Like, I was hurt by my father. I was hurt by men that I've dated that I couldn't even see this vision. I couldn't. Like, when I was, it kept transitioning. Like, your vision of what you see in your mind, it keeps transitioning. So like, as a little girl, like, yeah, you fantasize like, you know, marriage, getting married, having the perfect closet, having the perfect life, right? But then like when you got hurt, it shifted. It shifted. You started getting disappointed by men. You started seeing how men can really be when they don't care about you, when they don't value you. And so like that vision that it shifted. Your vision could have shifted to anger, resentment, bitterness, right? And then recently with me elevating, I'm like, damn, I need to heal. I need to really work on myself. I need to heal this. So then I started working on my daddy issues. Then as soon as I started working on my daddy issues, I realized I had mommy issues. I couldn't even see my mommy issues because I was so concerned with my daddy issues. I was so angry at my father that I couldn't even see I had mother issues. So then I started working on my daddy issues. Do you not understand? I talk to my dad once a week. I remember when that man used to call my phone, I would be dodging his calls. I'd be like, oh, hell, I ain't trying to talk to this man today. Not today. I don't want to talk to him. Do you not understand? I answer that man's phone calls. Not only does he call me, I call him. That resentment, that bitterness, that anger that I had towards him, it's gone. Didn't even think it was possible. I did not. I swore up and down when I left his house, I was never going to talk to him again. I was so angry. And I was so adamant that if I left his house, he would never see me again. But here I am, vibing on a higher frequency, and I actually have a bond. My mom, same thing. I never knew how disconnected I was from my mother. I was so angry that I was disconnected from myself. I was so angry at my father that I was disconnected from myself, which made me disconnected from the fact that me and my mom are not even that close at one point. That we didn't bond. We didn't hang out. We don't just talk to each other. She doesn't really know me. Like, I'm just her daughter and that's it. But she doesn't know me, like the person. But then again, I'm like, I didn't even know myself. So I had to start working on that. I'm like, damn, who am I? How can I bond with my mom if I don't even know who I am? How can I have a relationship with my mother if I don't even know who I am? So I started finding myself, and then I started reconnecting with my mother. So every Mother's Day, she comes and she visits me and we hang out and we just have girl time and we just bond like mother and daughter. I never had that growing up. So it's important that the more you elevate that vision, it shifts. Like the woman that you see, it shifts. Because I thought I was going to be the woman that didn't talk to my parents for real, didn't really see my parents, didn't visit my parents, didn't visit my family. I thought I was going to be that girl. But it's like the more you elevate, the more you evolve, you start to realize like, damn, how can I even be mad at my parents if they're only giving me what has been given to them, and what was given to them wasn't much. And it's not that I'm making excuses for parents, because I feel like parents have to own some of the things that they did. But the grace that I had to give my parents was understanding that they weren't given much. They weren't. And so for me to break that cycle, I had to come to the realization that I have to give myself more than what my parents gave me in order for me to break that cycle. So I started going to therapy. That was me giving myself more than what my parents were given. I started eating better. That was me giving myself more than what my parents could give me. It's like simple stuff. It was also me giving myself grace, because I never got that from my parents. But you know what? My parents never got that from their parents. I had to replace what was not given me to my parents, and I had to give it to myself. And the inner child in me was begging them to give me those things. I was crying from the inside, like, I need these things from my parents, and they couldn't give it to me. And I was mad as hell at them. But then I realized, like, everything that they couldn't give me, it was never given to them. So I had to step in, and I had to come to the realization, like, okay, I got to start giving it to me. I have to give those things to me, because your parents, their well is dry. They don't have it. So you in your adulthood, you actually have to go out and fill up that well yourself. You do. And that's when forgiveness starts to come in. That's where the forgiveness, that's when you're able to have informed relationships with your parents. It don't come before that, because you're too busy being angry and mad at them. You're too busy holding that against them. You're too busy being guilty. And listen, I've done it. 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 So I understand exactly how you feel. And it takes time. All of this takes time. There ain't no time limit on none of this shit. I know we live in a system that puts a time clock on everything, but girl, there ain't no time limit on this. This is your life. This is your experience. This is what you make it to be. This ain't about nobody but you. Remember back to decentering men, centering self. This is what it looks like. That is exactly what it looks like. That inner child in you, it's just wanting what it never got. And when you awaken to that realization, like, I gotta give that inner child, I am an adult now. I take accountability now for my own well-being. So if my parents are unable to give it to me, I have to give it to me. That's when you will start to heal from your childhood trauma. And like I said, it takes time. It takes time. Thank you for the super chat. The super chats. Oh yeah, decentering men will skyrocket your maturity. That is so true. It takes time. Don't rush this process. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Why rush the process? Enjoy this character development. It's making you who you were called here to be. So why look at it from a negative perspective? Like, and I used to be like, oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, bad things always happen to me. And if only I could see it from a different perspective, like, this ain't happening to me. This is happening for me. Let me self-reflect. Let me reevaluate me, my own behavior, my own choices, my own actions, and see what I'm missing. If I had that awareness then, I wouldn't have been saying, why is this happening to me? It's that simple. It will change how you view your life. That victimhood mentality, you'll start to see how there's no reward in it. You'll start to see how not wanting to take on the victimhood mentality, how there's more rewards, and just saying, you know what, this is the card I've been dealt. Let me do something about it. Let me acknowledge what I went through, because I owe that to myself. Do you not understand that you have to self-validate yourself? The biggest key to your healing journey is self-validating yourself, self-validating your experiences. You can't wait for people outside of yourself to come and be like, yeah, I did you wrong. They may never come. Your parents may never say, you know what? I shouldn't have done you like that. You know what? That one time where I beat you, I shouldn't have. They may never come to you and be like, I was wrong. You have to validate your own experiences. You have to validate your own trauma. Because you can't expect for everybody to be a bigger person, a higher self person, and come to you and be like, you know what, I was wrong for that. They may never do it. So you have to validate what you went through. It's not for these people, these people who did you wrong to come in and validate you. You, again, back to you centering yourself. You are enough. So validate yourself. You don't need the validation from everybody outside yourself about what you went through. You don't need people backing you up on what you went through and how you didn't deserve it. You are enough. You knew you didn't deserve it. You knew. You don't need people validating that. You don't need men coming online validating how these men are. You're a woman. You went out here, you had the experiences that you had. You don't need men to see your point of view. They either get it or they don't. But you went through what you went through. And because you are enough, that's all that matters. That's it. That is it. But when you have that victimhood mentality, you need people to validate you. You do. You do. But when you heal, you start to validate yourself. None of that stuff outside of yourself even matters. None of those people even matter. Because you matter. And that's enough. That's enough. Stop waiting on these people. These people, some of them, I don't know. I bumped into a few of them myself out here. How they just go around just treating people any type of way. And then don't even have the audacity to apologize for what they did. No remorse. No remorse at all. No remorse. It's crazy how they go about living their life, going on about their life like they never caused pain or chaos or just uprooted your life. It seemed like they don't care at all. You have to validate yourself and you have to move forward with your life, and that has to be enough. That's it. So yeah, it's very strange. Girl, if I went out here and I could have just, if I would have, I don't know, I could be at the nail salon, and if I'm being rude or something, or I feel like I'm being irritable, I feel guilty about that. Like, oh man, let me not take this out on this person. They ain't done nothing to me. That's how my mind thinks. Or maybe something happened to me or something like that. I'm not about to go inside the nail shop and now take it out on the workers. They ain't done nothing to me. I have a guilty conscience, because my mind works like, well, damn, I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me. If I was in the nail shop and I was doing nails and I was at work all day working a long shift, and this random person come in and start treating me crazy because somebody done pissed them off before they got in the nail shop. It's like stuff like that. But then you have other people out here, they don't give a damn. If they had a bad day, now you gonna have a bad day. And they just go around just treating people any type of way. I don't get it. I will never get it. And I will never understand, because I wouldn't want somebody doing me like that. And it's just that simple. I wouldn't want somebody doing me like that. That's enough. That is enough. I don't need to go out here and treat other people a certain type of way. Like, that's crazy, y'all. And I for the life of me, I don't get it. But you know what I do? I wish them well. I wish them well, because for me to get on their level, I would have to come back down to a lower vibration. And remember what I said. Remember, for you to get to that girl that you see in your mind, you can't let people bring you back down. You got to keep moving forward. And listen, the world that we live in, oh my God, it's nothing but crabs in the bucket. Crabs in the bucket don't just exist in the Black community. It don't. Our government is a crab in the bucket. The stuff that they be out here doing, crab in the bucket. They don't want us to vibrate at a higher frequency. They don't. They don't want us to become our higher self. Crab in the buckets, it's all around you every day. Every day there's crab in the bucket activity going on around you. It ain't just Black people. I'm sorry. It's not. That's another false belief system that you got in your mind. You think crab in the bucket is just it's in your family, it's just in the hood. Like, girl, the government is the biggest crab in the bucket I've ever seen in my life, especially for Black people. Be for real. Awaken to a higher frequency, because you will really start to see the world from a different place. You really will. You're gonna have a lot of questions though, and you're gonna be side-eyeing a lot of things, because once you start to vibe at a higher frequency, you just be like, what is the point of all of this? This is a mess. It is a mess. And that's the reason why I had to disconnect from the gender war, because I'm just like, it's keeping me at a lower vibe. It was just, and it's not that I don't want to be the voice for women who need it. It's not that, because I saw those, there were two incidences. I don't remember the girls' names, but there was a girl that got stabbed in New York. And then there was another girl that got stabbed, and her mom witnessed her getting stabbed after she left a skating ring. I still want to speak out for those women because they're voiceless, but I don't want to do it in spite of. I want to do it because it's simply the right thing to do. Those women didn't deserve what happened to them. They were young. And it was all because of rejection. A woman saying no. That's insane to me. That is so insane to me. So no, like that, we got to keep speaking out when it comes to these stories of these women just being, it's really disgusting. And you know what's even sad? More sad is that these men sit back, they don't really seem to say much. We are always left to say it all. And it shouldn't just be me saying it. I think men should be just as upset as I am. But because they're a part of the gender war, they feel like, oh, they can't speak out about it because they're too busy trying to one up us. And it goes both ways. It goes both ways. So I had to disconnect from that. Like, it's not because I think men shouldn't be held accountable. Men should be held accountable. They out here causing a lot of bullshit. Do you not understand that I came to the realization after I decentered men that the nighttime wouldn't be scary if men didn't exist? If men didn't exist, I wouldn't feel like, oh, I can't go to the gas station at night. If men didn't exist, I would go to the gas station at night. Nighttime wouldn't be scary. Just being honest. But that's me decentering men. Like, damn, well, if they didn't exist, I wouldn't feel the need to lock my damn doors. I leave my doors wide open. Hell, I probably walk around butt ass naked. Just being honest. Wanting the air to hit me in all type of ways because, well, shoot, men don't exist. Oh my God. It's like little stuff like that. You know, when you really start to vibe at this level, you be like, wow, like, damn. And that's something men have to hold, because why is it so unsafe? What's the deal with that? I don't get it. Why is it so unsafe? Because, like, if y'all didn't exist, I wouldn't fear the nighttime at all. I go to the grocery store. I'll go to the ATM, girl. I'll be at the ATM pulling out money. I don't feel comfortable doing none of that shit because I'm like, damn, man, these men, they out here. It's really that simple. But it's like you're a man hater if you just acknowledge what makes sense, what's actually happening. So I don't know. These are just my thoughts, y'all. This is just how my mind is working. It's just how my mind is working. Do I think there are men out here who are great? Yes. And I think that you should, if anything, form an alliance with them, but make sure you use your discernment. Make sure you, and that's what I teach on this channel, is discernment. Do not overlook things that are just plain as day. Okay? Don't. You will regret it later. And don't get emotionally invested. Like, that's what it is. It's like women get emotionally invested, and then they find themselves in a situation with a man, and it's just like, it's harder to get out of. So if you see it up front, it's time to get up out of there. Don't make no excuses. Allow a man to show you who they are. Don't try to create a man in your mind. Allow them to show you who they are. Allow them to show up in your life the way that they want to show up. And then you, as a decentering woman, right? You get to choose how you want to move after that. You're not fantasizing them. You're not thinking about their potential. You are looking at the man that is standing in front of you. And if you feel like it ain't good enough, it ain't good enough. Move on to the next. Guess that's not a good, I don't think that's a good idea to make an alliance with that man. Start looking at it differently. Just call it what it is. So it is hard to enjoy life when men are around. Sometimes they can be aggressive for no reason, and just they don't have no control over their anger. It's a mess. And I'm not saying that there aren't women out here who act like that, because I've been around some women where I'm just like, why are you acting like that? And why are you yelling? And why are you being so aggressive? So I've seen it on both sides. I have, but we're not about to sit up here and pretend like the reason why we don't leave our houses at night as women isn't because of men. That's exactly why we don't leave our houses at night. We don't feel comfortable to. We don't go to the gas. There are places that we avoid because they gonna be there. Oh, yeah, like that's just me being real about it, you know? Not hating, not being bitter or none of that. It's just me being honest. Like, that's why I don't go to the gas station, because I think a man gonna be there harassing me. So I avoid the gas station at night. That's my real life as a woman. That's me just speaking my truth. If you mad about it, you mad at the truth, because I literally do not go to the gas station. I will avoid the gas station. I make it a point to get gas during the day or in the morning or something like that. And then it's so bad here in Houston that if I don't see no cars at this gas station, I'm gonna go to the next gas station, because why ain't no cars at the pump? Why ain't no cars in the parking lot? I don't feel it really be like that. So these men, they don't have a clue. They think women are just out here acting crazy for no reason. We are reacting to the conditions that we are under. Hello? Because I'm telling you, we wouldn't even be acting like that. We wouldn't. So it's just me being honest. And it's like, why can't we have these honest conversations? Why everything gotta be a one-up against the man? Like, can we just be honest about it? Because I wonder, do men feel safe going certain places by themselves late at night? Or is it just us? Or, I wonder what it's like to be a man sometimes. Because I'm like, damn, I feel like men have way more freedom than us. We always got to second guess it. Like, if we want to go take a trip somewhere, we got to think like, damn, are we going to be safe? Where are we staying at? What's the crime there? Is there going to be sex trafficking? I mean, we literally have to write down a whole list and this don't have nothing to do with the trip at all. It has everything to do with our safety. And it's all because of one thing: men exist. That's it. So listen, we can do this back and forth when it comes to the gender stuff, but to be honest, it's just the truth. It's just nothing but the truth. It is nothing but the truth. So I don't know. And then men try to weaponize that against us instead of holding other men accountable. Like, they say things like, oh, well, I'm not going to give you protection. We wouldn't need your protection if you didn't exist. Like, It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. And instead of them they could easily protect women by holding other men accountable. It would just be just like that. Just like that's it. That's it. But they think it's a like for us to get protection, we have to jump through hoops and stuff like that. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, ladies, which is why I'm going to tell you to form an alliance. Make smart moves, be calculated, and if you're going to make an alliance, be sure. Not hopeful, not well, I think. No. You have to be sure. You have to be sure. You got to be 100% sure. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, this is cool. Let me go with it. Let me rock with them. We can be alliances. You got to be sure. You do. You got to be sure, especially today with Black femicide and just femicide in general. Like you got to be sure. You really do, because these men out here doing some crazy stuff. They are out. They doing stuff that I've never seen before. Like people say, oh, nothing new is under the sun. When is it ever normal to unalive pregnant women? I've never in my life thought I would ever see that a day. Like, and it's becoming so common in normal. That ain't normal. That ain't never been normal. That's some demonic shit I never thought I would ever see in my life, because my mind don't think like that. Why would you want to harm a pregnant woman? Hell, I'm a woman. If I see a pregnant woman and it's public transportation, I'm gonna give her my seat. I'm gonna let her sit down. That's how my mind works. I wouldn't think to put my hands on a pregnant woman. But we got demons running around among us, and apparently they don't see an issue with it. Crazy. So it's just you got to protect yourself as well. Like, I'm not here to dismiss the things that we are out here seeing. It's real, and you have to protect yourself. Use your discernment. Use your discernment. You really do. It's really life or death at this point. It really is. It's life or death. Okay. So I'm logging out. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day, and I will catch you in my next one. I'm going to leave this up for. Oh, I guess I got a super chat. Someone said, "Can you please leave this up for an hour?" I'll leave it up until tonight, and then tomorrow it's going to be taken down. So it's going to be put on Patreon. Okay, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day. I hope this message is received, and I really hope, like, the message behind this is really love. And I hope that you can feel the love that I have for myself. I'm extending that to you, to give you that love, that grace, that understanding, that forgiveness, because those are the things that I have given myself. And I hope that with this message, you receive that. And maybe you take this back and you reflect on your own life and you use it to be happy, be at peace, be content, and just really focus on getting to that vision in your mind that you see yourself. So that's all I have. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day, and I hope to see you in my next one.